Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. I was a little reluctant to do this particular tutorial because, it's kind of like the ABCs of the Linux and Windows operating system. In this particular tutorial, we're just going to be going over the Linux terminal. Yeah, like I said, it's like as basic as it can get, so it's kind of boring to me. It'd be kind of like, trying to... it's kind of like the alphabet of computers. So, raise your hand if you're familiar with dir or ls. Okay, if you're not, I wouldn't recommend like trying to learn Python or another programming language yet, because if you don't know what cd and ls represent, then you're gonna end up Googling how to run your Python programs. And you really need to know all that, because it all boils down to that, right? Even when we use Python or another programming language, you're eventually going to need to know these, because they are the user's means of directly communicating with the operating system. Okay, so what ls does, now in Windows it's dir. It stands for directory in Microsoft terminology, and list in Linux terminology, and that pulls up a list of our files, right? Clears the screen. There's different kinds of ls. There's ls tech ahl. That's going to list all hidden files. It's going to show us more details, and it's going to be a vertical list. ls tech ahl. Okay. pwd, present working directory. It shows us that we're in /root/desktop/pi. How do we change directories? We type in cd and the directory name. Now if we want to go back a directory, we do cd space ... That stands for change directory and go back. Notice how we've moved back to the desktop. cd ... present working directory. cd ... Where as low as we can go. Now we go ls tech ahl. These are directories and files. I'm saying. Now if we want to change into a directory, cd directory. cd. And those are case sensitive. So if it's a capital, like desktop starts with a capital D, it's case sensitive. If it's like if it's like words like this, then you might have to, cd words like this. Or if it's a file and it's got spaces in it, put it in between quotes, like example of file.dat, like that. Next we have, let's see, we went over ls, we have the make directory key, and a directory is, like one of these. That's a directory, it's a folder, right? Okay, so make dir test dir ls, and then we can see here we have test dir, cd test dir. Let's go over that one more time. Make dir mkdir test2 ls, test2, cd test2 ls. I'm getting the hang of it. Alright, let's go back a directory. Cd cd . When we're to remove that directory, rm dir test dir. Oh, directory not empty, so what we got to do is we got to go in the directory cd test dir ls. Now remove the other directory. Remove dir test2. Now we can go back. Now we can, bam, now we got rid of it. Okay, next. Cat. Cat is the Linux version of type. In Windows, you could just put type and it would echo out the contents of the file. Let's see, cat password. What we're going to do is going to echo out. It prints out the contents of the file. Now this only works with ASCII files, otherwise you're going to get a bunch of gibberish. It looks like alienese hieroglyphic binary. But that's one way you can use cat to display the contents of a file. Just cat, and we'll talk about piping too. I don't know if you've seen my tutorial on using cut. Well, I use pipe in there. What we do is take the output of the cat, and we're going to hand it over to another command, and that's going to filter out and grab certain pieces of information like we want. Text C4 through 6. See, we just got certain pieces of it out of there. And if you want to know more about the cut command, you can, go and check out that tutorial on my channel, but we're not going to get too far into that. But that's the basics of pipe. We'll talk about that more later. You take the output of a command and you pass it to another one. So it's kind of like you get a result and then you hand it to somebody else and then they do something with it. Alright, now we have the touch command. Create file. Well, that's a bad example. I don't want you to be confused. Touch file name. It creates a file. Where did it touch you, Billy? Just kidding. So when we type touch me, I'm just kidding. Get it? We make a file called, where is it? Me. And let's see. What was the other one? File name. RM to remove it. RM file name. So touch file name creates it. We want to add something to it. We can say echo yo 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 what it do, and then we can do 2 of those, which means add on to it. So if there's something there, we'll go ahead and add on to it. So echo, we're telling it to say this, and then whatever follows it is what we're saying, and then we do 2 gator mouths. They have to be pointing that way, and then we say file name. Now, remember cat file name. Here we go. RM file name. Okay. To install software in Linux, you can either get, where is it? It's called the Synaptic Package Manager. Just Google Linux Synaptic Package Manager apt-tac. I'll show you just Google this. Now this is the GUI way of doing it, not the terminal way of doing it. Just Google that and it'll find it. But to install software in Linux, if you know the name of the software, it's pretty easy. You would just do sudo if you're not already in root. Install software name, and the name of the software goes there. Tac Y, so it doesn't ask you yes or no. It just goes ahead and does it. What else we got here? Enable, disable your firewall. UFW, enable and go. That right there. Now, if it doesn't, says this command is not found or whatever, then you need to install it by using apt-get install UFW or govw, like that. And then what else we have here? We went over echo, clear, make directory, copy a file. Let's see, touch file name, sp file name /root/